Hey guys, welcome to week 3. Monday and Tuesday this week, we are going to be doing addition. Week 1, we did addition. Week 2, we did subtraction. Now, the reason why we keep going from one to the other is so that you are gaining a stronger understanding how both these operations work. We are learning and we are getting better at understanding that addition moves forward and subtraction moves backwards. We've been working a lot with our number lines recently. We know that if we are doing an addition equation, our number line starts at the left-hand side and moves forward. We know that if we're doing subtraction, our first point, our number goes on the right side and it moves backwards. We are going to keep moving forward, doing addition and subtraction just so we get a better understanding of how these are both different operations. Okay? Now, on Monday and Tuesday this week, we will be doing this lesson. If you finish this lesson today and you feel confident, then please move on to the middle stage 1 extension. That is fine with me, except I would like you to continue doing the beginning stage 1 on Tuesday as well. We are practicing. This is a building stone to get to the middle stage 1 extension activity, okay? We start here. If we have a firm understanding of what this concept is, we can transfer that knowledge into the middle stage 1 extension activity, which uses larger numbers. So I would like everyone to really focus hard and practice this over Monday and Tuesday so that we can build ourselves up to the middle stage 1 extension. Our learning intention today for beginning stage 1 on Monday and Tuesday is I am learning to add a single digit number to a teen number to make a 20-something number using place value. Now, we've been partitioning over the last few weeks, and I've been very impressed with how everyone's been going. But we need to remember that when we partition, we need to make it friends of 10. Well, I've seen everyone improve out of sight with that. And I've seen a few people still might be having a bit of trouble. That's fine, it all takes practice. But something that we're working with today is, if we're going to make a 20-something number, we need to use our friends of 20 now. We've used our friends of 10 in addition and subtraction in week 1 and 2. In week 3, we are going to be using friends of 20. Friends of 20 is, you are going to be given a teen number. Let's say, for instance, it is 15. Now, how many times do you need to jump by 1 to reach 20? Now, let's count. 15, I'm putting 15 in my head. So I'm lifting my arm up and putting it on my head. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 5 times I jump by 1. So 15 plus 5 equals 20. When I say a friend of 20, we're finding what number do I need to add to my teen number to reach 20. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people have been understanding how to do the jump strategy or the bridging strategy. That is fantastic, except with our bridging, we need to make sure if we're bridging using 10s and we're bridging to 10 and we're bridging to 20, we need to make sure that our first jump on that number line lands on 20. So, for example, we'll use 15 again because we already know 15's friend of 20 is 5. 15 plus 7 equals. I need to now partition 7. I need to partition, the first number has to be 15's friend of 20. Now, we already know that 15's friend of 20 is 5. So I'm going to put 5 there. Now, partitioning a number means I need to find the second number that equals 7. 5 plus what equals 7? Now, this is where you put 5 in your head and you count on. You count on until you reach 7. 5, 6, 7. So I count on twice and I reach 7. Those are my two numbers that I'm going to jump by. I move over and create my number line. Now remember, we're doing addition. So I put my 15 here. 15 plus 5. I always put the plus 5 at the top. Equals 20. Now is that my job over now? No, because I still need to add on the 2. Now, see how my first jump's landed on 20? I've done my friend of 20 addition. Now I need to do 20 plus 2. 20. 20 is the biggest number. 20 is in my head. 21, 22. So then I do another jump that says plus 2, and I write my answer underneath. Okay guys, so our first jump is always landing on 20. I'll give you another example with an example of how we complete the game and the activity today. First of all, you will need a deck of cards. Now if you don't have a deck of cards, that's fine. You could use any number between 1 and 9. Always start off with a 1 in the tens column, so a 10. I use an ace with my card game. And my ace is always going to stand there in each equation. I then turn over 2 cards. A 5 and a 7. Now we want to make sure that we reach 20. So I am going to put my largest card with my 10. So 1 and 7 make 17 plus 5. So I'm going to put my plus in there. And just to make sure that we understand, my ace equals 1, 7, which is 17 now, plus 5 equals. First step that we have to do, because remember we always have to partition. And guys, remember, I want to see your partitioning. I want to see how you achieved it. Now, 17. What is 17's friend of 20? I put 17 in my head and I count on from there until I reach 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. So 17's friend of 20 is 3. I still need to find my second number. For this, 3 plus what equals 5. 3, I put 3 in my head and I count on from there until I reach 5. 3, 4, 5. So that's 2. That's our first step of the equation done. Our second step is our number line. We are doing addition, so my first point is on the left-hand side. When I'm facing my number line, it's on the left-hand side. 17. I need to jump and reach 20. Now remember, which one was 17's friend of 20? It was number 3. So I'm going to do a big plus 3 above so that I can clearly see that 17 I've started at, I've jumped by 3 and I've reached 20. The next step, I'll put a little tick down the bottom to say that I've done my 3, I've added that on. Now I need to add on my 2. 20 plus 2. I'm going to now do my next jump. 20, I put my biggest number in my head, which is 20, 21, 22. Okay, so the answer is 22. I've shown my 2 jumps. I've shown my first jump is bridging to 20. I've shown my second jump is adding on what number is left over. I can now write in my answer 17 plus 5 equals 22. Guys, that is the activity that we are going to do today. Try and do as many as possible because there's no such thing as too little or too many. There's so many different ways you could do this, and it's all about practice. Okay, guys? I want to see at least 5, but why don't we try and reach 10? Why don't we go that step further and reach 15? I know you can all do it, so keep up the amazing work. Here's your activity for Monday and Tuesday, okay, for beginning stage 1 addition. Let's see if we can achieve that learning goal, okay, that learning intention this week. Keep up the great work, guys, and I'll see you soon.